The story begins with Spider-Man having previously stopped the evil plans of a villain named Benjamin Rabin, who sought to fuse himself with the powerful Mayan god Webb. Since that encounter, Rabin has been plotting his revenge against Spider-Man. He devises a scheme that sends Peter Parker and his girlfriend Mary Jane to an alternate dimension where they are destined to be sacrificed to the Mayan god. In this deserted version of New York City, Peter and Mary Jane struggle to survive. They meet a man named Paul who once studied under Rabin. With his help, they create a gadget that can send one person back to their world for help. However, before they can use it on Mary Jane, they are ambushed by Webb. In a selfless act, Mary Jane uses the device to transport Peter to safety, leaving herself trapped in the alternate dimension with Paul, who later becomes her new romantic partner. Peter returns home but crashes in Pennsylvania, causing significant destruction. Realizing Mary Jane needs rescuing, he quickly buries his superhero costume and rushes toward his hometown. On the run from the police, Peter tries to blend in with the crowd, stealing clothes to avoid detection. Despite feeling guilty about his actions, he knows he must focus on saving Mary Jane. As he navigates through the city, Peter checks a newspaper and heads to Aunt May's place to clear his head. He discovers that he returned at the same time he fought Rabin, but he has spent over a week in the alternate dimension, meaning time moves faster there. Suddenly, he is startled by Norman Osborn, who insists on checking on him. Peter's anger flares and he threatens Norman to stay away from him and Aunt May, scaring her in the process. Realizing he has no time to waste, Peter rushes to save Mary Jane, but the worry of her safety weighs heavily on him. He grabs his backpack and suit, heading to the Baxter Building to seek help from the Fantastic Four, particularly their leader, Reed Richards. However, before he can knock, he is apprehended by the Human Torch and the Thing. Peter explains his situation and pleads for their help to save Mary Jane. Unfortunately, he learns that Reed and Sue are off-planet and he cannot use their lab until Captain America arrives to run tests on him, as the FBI has found Spider-Man's costume at the explosion site. Knowing he can't wait, Peter flees to the Sanctum Sanctorum to seek help from Doctor Strange. With the FBI after him, Peter knows he must ditch his costume. As he hides in an alley, Captain America suddenly appears, revealing that Spider-Man is now labeled an enemy of the state. Despite Cap's belief in Peter's innocence and his offer to help clear his name, Peter is desperate to save Mary Jane. In a moment of panic, he punches Captain America and snatches his shield, using it to knock him aside before disappearing into the crowd. Feeling anxious that Captain America knows his identity, Peter remembers one last place to hide. He breaks into a building to meet none other than Norman Osborn, hoping for help in his desperate quest to save Mary Jane.